So I joined a group that we met every month and made dinner at each other's house. So I would just find it out, where I was at that point in time. I would just search for it and create it. And now, where I'm at in my business is I'm focusing more on sellers. So of course that's changing again. As I'm building a team and growing, the course of my networking is absolutely changing. So I think that you have to completely evolve how you're networking based on where you are at your life, what you want from your business. But I also I try to live just in the moment and really, enjoy what's happening around. And so tomorrow I may feel different. But for right now, my business evolves according to what's happening in my life. Did that answer your question?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you grew with your network.
So okay, yeah, right, that's what it was.
But also what you don't think you're saying in that, and so I want to make sure that it's yours because it's what I hear in my ears, is that you were proactive in that.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't wait for this network to come find you. You were acknowledging your own growth and your own, like I know you were in a mother's group when you first got, like when things were changing in your life and you saw a need, you grew and were proactive in that. So it wasn't a just, oh, this just happened to me, and it just, so you kind of were aspirational in that you did aspire to those new groups or those things that you wanted in your life.
Absolutely, yeah. Wherever I'm at in my life, I'm going to create a network if it doesn't already exist. So that's just kind of my own look on it. Yes.
We need to create a spa network, don't we?
Yes.
That'd be fun.
We kind of already started a little bit.
You're a little bit already.
You're making me think about how I do nurse-specific referrals. I'm thinking of 3 in particular that are amazing and energizing and very successful and have sent me phenomenal business. They're a complete joy, and I'm being reminded now that nursing those relationships is rewarding on so many levels.
So how do you nurse them?
Lunch.
So what I wanted to talk about was sort of building a network for some of the newer agents. So when I first got into the industry, I didn't have really any business contacts in the area. And I hit the networking scene really hard. So the Chamber of Commerce, there's an Oakland Chamber, a Berkeley Chamber, an Alameda Chamber, all these different Chamber of Commerce, where there's lots of people who are all business-minded sort of coming there. There's all kinds of mixers, there's young professional networks. So in my first year or two, I was doing, sometimes up to 4 networking events a week, and was just hitting them hard. I didn't have kids, at the time, and didn't have sort of evening obligations, and so that was a really great way to get out and to meet a lot of people. I think the critical thing is that a lot of those events is just people with a stack of cards walking around saying, hi, here's my card, hi, here's my card, and there's no value to it. But what my goal was in every one of those events was, okay, I'm going to meet 2 excellent contacts at tonight's event, and go through the event, go through the room, and don't necessarily think like, I'm looking for this person that, does in this industry, blah, 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 or whatever. Just find the person that you resonate with, right? Because referrals, they're going to come from sort of anybody. So I would look for the people that I felt like a really good sort of vibe and connection with, and take that card and put it in one pocket, and the next day I follow up and say, hey, can we get together for coffee or lunch? And always, I want to learn more about your business. I think that's a critical thing whenever you're sort of, prospecting someone, to sort of add them to your network and say, I want to learn about your business, and that's the way that you approach the conversation. So but look for people you resonate with, because they're the ones who are going to refer your business.
So out of all of those things that you networked, what did you find the most successful? Out of the beginning new agent stuff, did you find something that percolated up?
Out of the beginning new agent stuff, I don't know. I hit so many different things and sort of hit all of them. I think that when you're starting, like, just go out there and do every single thing that you can, but look for the quality people versus the quantity. As far as like some of my biggest sort of returns on networking, I get a tremendous amount of business from agents in San Francisco, and so I place a lot of effort on networking with agents in San Francisco. I think aside from open houses, it's probably one of the best pipelines of business if you're here in the East Bay working, because there is such a natural progression from San Francisco to Oakland and Berkeley. And I love to pay a 25% referral fee on those deals, absolutely every single time, because you're not getting a lead. In general, you're getting a deal. And they're coming over here where their money goes a lot further. And so that's, as a newer agent, Well, as a newer agent, then I would say definitely go out and build those relationships and maybe look for also newer agents where you can sort of help each other to grow each other's career moving forward. And I think if you really focus on the collaboration, I think if that's always sort of your mindset is how can I help you, you know, and without an expectation, you know, that's the word, I mean, that'll kill it, you know, but just how can I help you? There's naturally going to be a reciprocation that comes back. So.
Fabulous. Cece, do you have any new agent advice?
Yeah, do it even if you think you're just gonna shrivel up and die. Like we can talk about all these ideas forever. If you find something that resonates with you, just please, if you do nothing else, just go out and do something. Just do something. And I stress that because for myself, and cold calling, don't cold call. You can't cold call anymore. I guess you can't, but anyway, if you want to cold call, estate attorneys, go do your thing, whatever it is. But for me, the cold calling would be like, before, it would be like chewing glass. I wouldn't want to do it. Or making that call to that prospect where you think that they've fallen out of touch and oh my God, they're not going to know who I am and they found somebody else and oh my God, I still have days like that. So it's like even when the phone's red hot or even when pressing that send button makes you catch your breath, just do it anyway. And one of the reasons that I emphasize this is that if you just move your energy around, if you just go out and do something, you might be focusing on getting the business over there. It's going to come from here. And I swear it, there's some kind of law or principle that makes that happen. So if you just go out and just try to shift your energy, you will get results.
Krista, you've trained and coached a new agent, so what's your new agent advice? What's the most important thing you think out of the door?
Well, I think the most important thing is that it's not just for new agents. I think it's for all agents. I think that the most, like what Cece and Erin were saying, is that just go out and be you. Find what you like. If you've been in the business for 10 years or 20 years and your interests have changed. I had a friend who was a DJ, is a DJ, but she's also a realtor. So she would throw parties. She would connect with some, venues or whatever, and she would invite industry professionals, not just realtors. But she would invite industry professionals, and those were the most interesting parties to go to. So she was a DJ, and she realized, hey, I'll just go and I'll do some DJ. She had a friend who would come, so she did that. I had somebody else. Who I was coaching, and she enjoyed happy hour. So she would pick the same spot and she would advertise it everywhere and say, I'm here, first drinks on me. She was trying to grow her business, first drinks on me. All you have to do is come and talk one thing about real estate. So there's so many amazing opportunities. You just have to think a little bit outside the box, find what you like. And again, it doesn't matter if you're a new agent or a seasoned agent. You just find what you like and figure out how to make that work for you. So that's what I would say. It doesn't matter if you're new.
Great. Good stuff. I want to one of the questions I always ask all of these panelists is, you guys came here, you knew in advance you were going to come here. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you thought you'd be able to share, that you wanted to share, or that I'm not asking the right question to get at? Okay, great. Well, I think that we've had a lot of tips so far. I sort of feel like one of the inspirations that came to me in this whole session here about how we network and how we get to know each other is the value of those inter-agent relationships. And I want to flip an old-fashioned paradigm. There was always this thing that came up because I met Daryl's son Brian, and we have a new agent coming in, Mike, who's going to come to Berkeley Hills Realty, and sorry, I forgot your name. There's another new agent in the background. I kind of want all of those agents to stand up for a minute. If I can put you on the spot. If you're a new agent, stand up. Yay! Stand up. The paradigm that I want to flip is that all these new agents here, you should take a seasoned agent to lunch. New agents don't have any money. All you need is look at these new agents and see if you can take one of them to lunch. Okay, sit down now.
That was fun, Tracy.
Yes, sir?
I would say that the new agents come for our YPN events.
Yeah.
Oh, good thing. There is now that we have an active YPN group, like the YPN Facebook page, open up your newsletters that you get from the association so you can see when there's YPN.
And you don't necessarily have to be Y.
That was my plan. I'm not wide.
They've never carded me at the door either, so I tend to get in. I'm supposed to sneak in the back door, but I can get in. So does anybody else have any questions for our esteemed panelists?
I have one more thought for the new agents, for the three of you that just stood up, is in addition to the YPN, but also go out on Thursday and meet as many agents as you can and introduce yourself and say who you are. Meet as many agents as you can out on tour.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good tip because sometimes there's an assumed experience level just from the number of times they see your face. If you're out on tour every Thursday, people start to see you as the professional you're growing into, and already when you come across and present your offer, they've already seen you at their open houses, they already have a familiarity with you. It gets you up that first couple rungs on the CC ladder of I'm doing my seller a favor by choosing good agents. So.
There's also Monday. I mean, for those.
Oh yes, that good it is.
And Monday, yes.
Also Monday.
They're in the Oakland
Tuesday
Association. There's a Monday morning at 8:30 in the morning. There's an agent meeting that you, is it 8 or 8:30? 8:30. 8:30. Yeah.
The 10 to 1 tour on Monday.
Oh, and the 10 to 1 tour on Monday too. Yes, go on a tour whenever you're touring.
As much as you can. Tour, meet other agents.
Tour and then go to those groups like Krista's formed and stuff where you actually sit down for lunch. Not only does it get you to know and support each other, but you get to go, well, what did you think about this house? And I promise that your memory for the listings you saw will increase by the fact that you've talked to them.
That's a good point.
One other just sort of piece of advice for the new agents. When I started, I took everything and anything. So I would really suggest that you position yourself in your office that you're willing to assist with anything. Like even if it's a buyer that somebody else, because any experience is going to be good experience. So, I sold a ton of houses in East Oakland my first year that ranged from $35,000 to $50,000 that other people just would not have done. But that's how you build your practice. So be known as a resource. Like I would say a really good point. Just go and talk to some of the big producing agents in your office, or even sort of some of the medium sized, and just say, hey, just want to let you know if you come up with getting leads or kind of anything that you don't want to take on, I'd be happy to work with them and pay you a referral fee. A lot of times they won't even ask you for a referral fee, but just sort of offer that out. Would be just one of my suggestions.
Great. Great. Well, I guess that wraps it up. So I want to give a big round of applause and thanks for the thank you all for coming, because without you being here, we have no reason to talk to each other.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of the season. Wonderful fall.